There we go. Oh, uh, there you go. I'm not sure what you guys are seeing. Still getting used to this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to day two of the road to $1 million with coding. Bro, if I tell you what I just went through for the past 2 days, you would be like, okay, this man is insane. He doesn't know what he's doing. And I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. Um, this has been a journey learning to do this and making these videos. Man, it's tough because you have all of this. No, you have all these things available online that tells you what to do and how to do it. But when you can't do it for yourself, it doesn't make any sense. Plus, in one day, I burned through $20 of credit already. In one day, because I'm not using the tools the way they're supposed to be used. So now I have to really get set into learning what I'm doing and how I'm supposed to do it. Oh, wait a minute. Guys, give me 1 second. All right, we're back. So I had a quick camera issue, but we got it rolling again. So yeah, like I was saying, I burnt through $20 of token yesterday. Um, and honestly, I don't feel good about it because I didn't get anything done. So pretty much we did do a few things. So let me just pull up Hermes. Let me start a new conversation. Hermes. Actually, I remembered. Did I delete it? Fluid. Okay. So while I'm trying to talk to Hermes, I shouldn't have to do that because I have this tool called Fluid. And what I've learned through watching the videos is that when you do a lot of coding, it's easier to speak to the AI instead of um, trying to talk to it by typing, right? It becomes easier for it to understand you. So if I do this, let me just switch it over to the browse mode. Hey Hermes, without changing anything, can you just tell me everything that we've accomplished yesterday? Keep it short within 2 or 3 sentences because we're very token um aware. So we don't want to use too much tokens. Let me know. All right, just for today, we're gonna forget the frame. Yep. Let's fix something. What do you mean you're not receiving enough video to maintain? What does that mean? What? But the stream is pretty healthy here. There's no drop frames. So, what does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, so there's an issue somewhere. Are we back on? Is this good now? There we go. All right. As I was saying, so using Fluid will help us do a lot of things. So if I go through Fluid, hey Hermes, so yesterday we burnt up all the tokens. So today we're going to try a new strategy. What I need to understand and know is where did we leave off? What did you do? And please give it to me in 3 sentences max. So while it responds, let me walk you guys through kind of what I figured out and why it didn't work. Um, okay, so yesterday we're so focused on building this part that I now learned a few things. So get the Hermes agent logo. What's going on, viewer? How you doing? If you in the chat, say what's up, so I know that you're here, so I know I'm not talking to myself. All right. So here's what we learned. I learned yesterday that my Hermes agent and my Affine notes dashboard cannot speak to each other. They're aware of each other's existence, but they cannot speak. All right. So these two, oh, Control Z. So these two things here do not communicate. They don't have the ability to read and write to each other. So they don't communicate, which kind of complicates things because I wanted to use Hermes to move my Canva board, my Kaban boards, to really help me get my notes from my business going, right? Because I have all these sections, all the control room, my goals, and everything I want to do. So the idea was the agents will be able to write into this using Obsidian for them to update the projects as they go. All right. So we have the AI intake rules that Hermes wrote for me. We have the business master list that was done. We have the Hermes knowledge rules, what it's supposed to know and do, and a README. But that's something that we have to create. So all the system information is already in Obsidian. My goal was hopefully that it was in the that it was already in the sorry, that it was already in the database, right? Um, but it's not. Like it's being recognized, but it's not communicating the way I wanted to communicate. So now I have to figure out a new way to have my notes kind of work with each other so that I'm not losing on what I'm doing, which is the toughest part because again, I told you guys this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm literally learning how to code as you're watching. And this is just to make one business simpler. So instead of trying to build all three, what I've came up with is now a little different solution that would essentially help me just do this. So yes, yeah, I have me, so me, and then under me I have what was my next box? I have Hermes as my assistant slash chief of staff, and then I have to deploy the staff for the business. Initially, what I was trying to do is create all three businesses at once, but we're not going to do that because it's not going to be helpful if I do it this way. Only because again, I'm a burn through tokens, and I won't be able to accomplish the initial goal of making $1 million if I'm spending more than I make already. So today we're going to focus on only one of the businesses so that we can get it going in one line. So if you see this, we're going to focus today on the sell to Darren manager. And that's going to be all that we do. Once this pipeline is set up, then I can work on my tax business. Actually, I'll just work on my real estate business and then my tax business. So if it's your first time joining us here, you know that I am a real estate agent and I also do taxes. So all these things, I'm trying to combine them in an easier way for me to do my day to day because my day to day job is still being a teacher. So being a teacher, I don't have that much free time to work on everything. So I definitely want to be able to work on the things I need to when I can, right? So with that being said, that is going to be the toughest part of what we do today. Again, I see that you're in the chat. If you're in the chat, don't be afraid. Just drop a one, say what's up. Let me know how I come up. Does the stream look good? Do I look good? What's going on? What can we do better? And if you have any requests, we can work on those together. Let me actually do this. Let's add some music to the background here. There you go. That should be better. Can you? Okay, so that should be a lot better for us to talk and a little bit of background noise. And the background noise is going to stick because it may have ads into it because I don't have a premium account, but we'll deal with it. And that mix is by yours truly, by the way. I made that mix. All right, so now we're focused on the one thing, right? So I need to go back to ChatGPT. Oh, actually, no. Before I go to ChatGPT, the one thing I want to understand with Hermes on my terminal is how to add local models to Hermes to create sub agents. So the first thing I have to do is put local models into Hermes so that it doesn't do too much work on my codecs, right? Because I have storage left on my VPS, so might as well use that storage to give those context models. So the cool thing with Hermes, like I'm gonna pull up here. The cool thing with Hermes is that Hermes is able to do agent delegation, which is like pretty much having it do the grunt work of having us have, not having us have, but having the what am I doing? Having having the AI within itself create the sub agents. So having those sub agents now helps us code better and they can talk to each other without having to manually me go into creating all of the subagents that go with it. So the first thing that we want to do is learn that. So we're going to learn that together today because I need to get this going a lot better than it is so that we don't spend too much time trying to create all these things all at once. All right. So according to the paper, agent delegation is a tool that spawns child AI assistants, which is isolated context. So you can do it in two ways. You can do a single task, debug why this failed, and you can do then parallel batching. Why can you work on these three things together? Can you deploy the agents to work it together? So this is the one that interests me the most, the delegate task, because I want to have agents that are able to do a lot of things. So now that means when you give it context, which is the MD file or how it's supposed to work, this that means that the parent agent must pass everything to the sub agent that they needs in a call. So when I go back to my Miro board, I know that my Hermes agent, I have to give Hermes agent the strongest model I can, right? And the model I like the most is the one I'm used to the most is essentially just well, I want to let me type what? All right, let's do this again. I can't type. This is it. I hate when this happens. You trust technology to work the way it's supposed to work, and it doesn't. So you just stuck there. You just stuck there trying to figure it out. All right. So let's try this again, Myro. Myro, I need you to work. So, so I know I have to give my Hermes agent the strongest model that I know, and that strongest model for my chief of staff, Hermes. The strongest model I know to give it to is ChatGPT 5.6 Terra or Luna. Those are the most, right? So now I want to give it the brain. So Hermes AI, well Hermes, I need to understand what role does Hermes play into my build out. So we are continuing. We are continuing our build. But I need to understand the roles that Hermes AI play into our build out. So I'm a so it knows we've been trying to do a lot of things. I've been giving it a lot of tasks, but that's not what I wanted to do. The one thing I want to get better at is prompting my AIs to have specific tools and workflows. Because if you give your chief orchestrator AI all the tools, then it's going to use it. You kind of have to break it apart. Huh. think I want to use DuckDuckGo. Hmm. I didn't know it could do that, but I don't trust it to do that yet. Hermes can control my Spotify? So it does a lot of things already. Pets. You can animate pets, a small mascot that reacts to the agent while the agent is idle, thinking, finishing or failing. That's cool. Each profile gets its own set of pets. That's actually interesting. That's the most interesting part of all this. Hmm. That's actually really cool. All right, let's go back. This the simplest way to understand is that it went through everything right here. Wow. So the simplest way to understand Hermes is that Hermes is the chief of staff. It should understand what you want, determine what you need, that what needs to happen next, assign the correct worker. What Hermes should be is my chief of staff project manager. You should your turn instruction to organize work. Build a self-aware and lead generation system. Hermes should translate it into something like audit the current website infrastructure, create the website, build the infrastructure, assign the lead routing workflow, test the forms, database, and entry, and follow up. Report what passed and failed. Hermes handles the thinking, sequences, and coordination. Hermes should use basic rules, repeatable and predictable work, software, servers, websites, assign it to codecs, um, research or judgment assigned to special agent, save them in echo in progress, presented through a fine, money, legal exposure, publishing, deleting data, or major development, ask me. Hermes should support Kaban boards named by agent profile so I can see what they're doing and how they're moving along. And it makes the appropriate and it makes the appropriate way to supervise the future swarm without forcing every worker to use the same expensive models. So now it's able to do that. All right. Um, so Hermes can build an agent that will use my NI8 workflow. Uh, um, it can design a workflow, ask Codex to generate or modify the NI8 workflow and do it. So we are going to use not the frontier models to do this. We are going to download the free models, local AI models. So give me a layout of which local AI models for which job would be best. And that's the key. We need to find out exactly which local model is better. Because if I try to spawn this to all the different ones, it's going to be very tough. It's not going to look good. It's really not going to look good whatsoever. Damn, today is taking a while to get what it needs to be done. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's Maybelline. It's I. It sucks because I'm really trying to get this right, but having it do the work for me is pretty tough. And let me just check something because now that I'm using Codex again, is it is it stealing all my is it stealing all my usage already? Yeah, it's already using my usage. Oh, but that's because I sent requests through Hermes. Okay, never mind. I thought it was using my hey, I'm 18. I don't really plan on going to any uni. Any tips on getting started? Bro, I'll tell you right now, there's like no tips I can give you. The best thing you could do is what you're doing now is YouTube University. There's a bunch of people that know more stuff than I do that are going online right now, and they're literally teaching this. While you can go and look at the courses, I'm kind of weird. I like to learn by doing. So I'm literally using the resource that I have, which is a ChatGPT resource, and some funds I put together to build the idea. So the first thing I was telling the chat before he got here is that you need to have a strong idea, right? A strong business plan. Whether you're trying to code something or you're trying to make an app, the first thing you want to have is a strong idea to what you want to do. Once you have that idea ready, then you can kind of picture everything in your head and kind of work it backwards. Because then when you work it backwards, then you could see the bigger picture and then do the proper research. All school is, I mean, I have 2 degrees, but all school is teaching you how to get those answers. So if you can learn it online by yourself, then go for it, brother. I don't see why not. Seem like a pretty smart guy to me, William. Thank you for the question, bro. I was feeling alone here. I was literally feeling by myself, so that makes a lot of sense. Hey, do me a favor, drop a one if you're still here, so we can keep chatting. All right. So, like I was saying, it gave me an idea to build a tree. So we can build a tree around free downloadable open weight models rather than paying frontier model prices for every single task. So the last thing I want to do is pay too much to build this out. Like I said yesterday, I ran through $20. Yeah, let's go, brother. Yesterday I went through $20 of token. But if you go and see what other people are doing with $20, they have full websites done, and I have nothing to prove. All I have done is set up the AI to talk, and I set it a few things to correct for me, and then boom, it's done. So the cool thing about using Hermes, and again, I'm still frustrated because I'm trying to learn how to use Hermes, is that it can do all these things for you. It can literally go back and edit and relearn. So now, if I'm gonna spend the next hour with y'all, hopefully somebody hops in that knows better than me. I'm gonna spend the next hour with you guys trying to figure out how to build this harness directly so that I save money in the long run. The codes don't have to be perfect as I have Hermes to go back as a guidance to review the tools and send it back. So Hermes remains the main manager, coding worker that builds the websites and I systems, a fast operations that does the summaries, routing, and reports, a vision worker that reads the PDF and designs. And then the memory retrieval system goes back to my NIA, Echo, and a Fine. So now it kind of let me see something because that could probably answer a question that I had before. Because yesterday I learned that I couldn't connect a Fine directly to Hermes, but if a Fine, my note taker, plus NI8, oh, so I can. Oh, hold on. Can I connect? a fine with, so we can't. What's going on, AJ? What's going on, boss? Welcome back, brother. Hey, yesterday, man, after you left, it was a lonely road, bro. It was a lonely road. But okay, so and again, I told you the tools that I'm building. The moment I learned it, I'm building a system for you and your clients, and I cannot wait to give it to you. It's gonna make your process a lot faster. Okay, so yes, I can use an NI8 agent. But NI8 self-hosted. So that's the best because what I want to do is that when leads come in through my website in the system, it needs to be moved in my Affine by itself so that I don't have to manually go through everything so I can see what's going on. Then I create those boards and just run it. Oh my God. Okay. Now I need to think. So I need to think. Let me see something. 1 second. Let me think for a second. I just realized Anna 8 can talk to a fine and Hermes can talk to Anna 8 too. Actually, let's save on context. So the one thing you want to do is whenever you have an idea or something that you want to come up with, change the context window so that your ChatGPT doesn't become slow like mine and it's able to handle a lot more things. Because if I don't do that, then it's gonna read the entire conversation that we had before and doesn't really work. So I just realized that NI8 can talk to a fine and Hermes can talk to NI8. We can then design the process for it to update my affine boards as they build things, receive leads and process and tell me what I need to do. So that's actually key. It's actually key because if that makes sense, let me see if it makes sense, guys. Because that changes the scope of what I'm doing massively. Because now I'm no longer just trying to come up with one thing. Okay, so NI8, a fine, and Hermes. See, somebody else did this before, but using different things, using Google, Hermes Agent, and GBrain. I don't like GBrain on these stuff, but let's see something here. All right, can you guys hear the screen? If you're here, tell me if you can hear the screen.
Here's a Telegram and Slack customer support bot running on an Anydan workflow built using Hermes Agent, powered by DeepSeek V4 Pro. Live order data from Supabase, web search, full AI agent with memory. Hermes built the whole workflow through conversation. I never touched the AnyDen canvas. And the more workflows it builds, the better it gets at building the next one. Let me show you how to build. I've been building automation workflows with Hermes and the AnyDen MCP server for a couple of weeks now. And there's a moment, maybe the fourth or fifth workflow you build, where you notice it's not asking the same questions anymore. It's getting it right faster. That's what I want to show you. What we're building is a customer support bot, Telegram and Slack, live data from Supabase, web search,
It's pretty low. Okay.
session, all added through
What
conversation.
about what about now?
The real story is what Hermes does with AnyDen MCP over time. If you haven't seen Hermes before, it's the fastest growing AI agent we built this year, 133K GitHub stars. It's
Jesus.
self-approved and something I covered in depth in the last video, link in the description. Here, we're applying it to AnyDen. Here's what you're walking away with.
And
Customer support
William,
and this Telegram
right?
and
You would
Slack
ask me how do you learn stuff? This is literally what I do. I watch the videos and it helps me think better.
every piece of this built through conversation with Hermes. No canvas work, no code. The first step is to go to the railway template and select deploy now. Next, we will configure a couple of environment variables. For the password and username, I will just enter admin. Then I will save the config and deploy. We will wait about 2 minutes and then come back to it. Next, we will go to the DeepSeek platform and load up a few dollars worth of tokens. Then we need to create an API key. We will name this Any10 Hermes, create the key, and save it. Now we will go back to our railway template, which is now deployed. Type admin for both the username and password and sign in. Alright, now we are going to select the provider, DeepSeek, and paste the API key here. Finally, we are going to use DeepSeek Pro, so we will go ahead and select that now. Alright, I'm now going to input the bot token key that I got from a previous conversation with the bot.
Still super low.
This will give me the ability to start my Telegram bot. So I will go to my Telegram bot here, click start, and go back to Hermes. Then I'll go ahead and approve this, and now I'm connected. When Hermes starts up, it loads its skill system and MCP client. It can connect to external systems, build workflows, and remember what it does. That last part matters. Hermes stores a log of every
That
AnyDen
should be
tool
a
call
lot
it
better,
makes. It references
right?
that log the next time it builds a workflow. The more you use it, the better it gets at knowing which workflow structures work. The model underneath is DeepSeek V4 Pro. It has a 1.05 million token context window, so long-running conversations, full workflow history, no truncation. Agentic benchmark performance is on par with Opus 4.6, and it costs about a tenth of what Opus 4.6 does, before cache hits, which drop the price another 120 times. Most active conversations are running at the cache rate.
I mean, that's the
All
thing.
right, so now
Nobody
we're
really
going to
knows
set up the
anything. You just have
AnyDen
to do it.
MCP server
Like
connection.
I didn't know how to do it.
I'm in my AnyDen dashboard where I'll go to settings and select instance level MCP. From the connection details, I'll copy this URL and then the access token. Let's go ahead and regenerate that and copy it as well. Now that I have both the access token and the MCP server URL, I'll go into Telegram and say, please connect to the following MCP server. I'll paste the URL and the access token. This establishes a connection that Hermes can use to talk to my MCP server running on AnyDen. I'll set the home first, and then we'll let that run. It is asking me for approval to execute this command. I will grant that. Now it is setting up the connection. I will quickly restart my Hermes agent for this to work. I will just type /restart. Now it has restarted, and we are now able to connect to AnyDen. Now let's give
Dude,
it a
this
quick
is
test.
sick actually.
Create a simple AnyDen chatbot
Because
workflow.
now
Now it is going to connect to the MCP server that we told it to connect to, and it is using the tools within that server to get the information it needs to create a workflow. Now it says, let me get the exact node type definition so the workflow is accurate. It is going to process that. Now it is creating the workflow. It's just been created and validated. Now it is going to AnyDen workspaces and creating it in the workspace. It has created it, and now I can open it in AnyDen. I will go ahead and do that. It has automatically created this simple chatbot. The connection is working. Before Hermes can talk to Supabase, it needs the Supabase agent skill installed. Skills are modular capabilities you plug into Hermes. Each one gives it a new set of.
all right, so it actually makes a little bit more sense now because I should not compete with another. Each will have a specific job. A fine is my command, and Obsidian is my backup. The important thing is does not have a polished, officially supported integration or simple public for API. What? A fine does expose a graph REST hook, but writing full defined documents is more complicated than sending a normal API request. The request, the document structures, applications. Where's my background music? Where's the music? There you go. So, what was I? We should not allow NAN to write directly into a fine progress that could damage the workspace. Instead, we build a component called a fine bridge. NAN webhook, a fine bridge, a fine workspace. The fine bridge could be a lightweight service that understands how to create a page, create a create or update a task, change the task status, add a progress update, add agent report, create a there needs to act item, link to GitHub or Obsidian in our case, or workflow. Build a connector. We build a connector once, and every future workflow can use it. So a fine should not hold the only copy. Darren, a fine command center, a fine bridge, and then Hermes Postgres business tools, coding agent, research lead. So if I forgot one thing, we also have an Obsidian vault. So I forgot about the Obsidian vault, right? Obsidian, like I said, is kind of where it kind of holds extended knowledge for me. Um, what's the last thing? Okay, that's the last thing I asked it. Perfect. So this is kind of where it has all my knowledge base, right? Hermes knowledge roles. So we're going to update that in a second because we're going to teach it how to do what I want it to do. So a fine with your attention, move, Hermes. So you kind of see it. It becomes what they call a loop. It's my first actual loop, a five-layer system where I give it command, it goes to NIA, Obsidian gives it, and but that's only for my fine board. So now this thing right here, right, with all my pages, all my businesses, and the statuses, what's working, what's not working, will be updated as we go. So as a matter of fact, I can actually do this now because I'm pausing this. I'm pausing Bridgepoint, which is my tax business, and Business OS is being built. So these two things are being sorry, these two things are currently being built. The Business OS and Sell to Darren. Can I open this? Right. So Sell to Darren is a repeatable. So that's the one that we're trying to finish today. By the time I get off a stream, this one should be complete all the way down to the website and the workflows. Because if we can get it down to the workflows, then we're golden. We'll be golden. Right? I don't know how many people are doing this live, but hey, fuck it. We're here. We're here. All right, where was I? I was in ChatGPT. So, slow motion. Okay, there we already have that. We already have that. Okay, Postgres. Okay. Okay. So, what is the command we give to Hermes to get started? So we're gonna give Hermes as first command of the day, y'all. Let's go. Turn into one copy and paste startup command for Hermes. Who? But William, what type of business do you want to create? What's the idea? Let me go to your channel real quick. Okay, so you do music. Hold on. Let me pause this real quick. Give me a second. You're a musician? Dude, you're a musician? You never told me that. Are you still there? So is this oh, you don't want to start a business, you're just trying to learn how to code. But Dude, yeah, I can see why you want to learn how to code. Because imagine if you could either post these automatically or whenever you finish a composition, it could email to a person. Let's see, let's check this out. I want to hear something. Hey, that smacks, bro. That slaps. Let me see one more. This one's free. Let me. Can I use this one in my stream as my background for the streams? If you give me permission, that'll be my new background songs for the streams from now on. I like this a lot. Like I really like it, bro. Let me see. She looks pretty. What's this? I fucks with this, bro. All right. Let's get back focused. But I fucks with this heavy, bro. Damn, that actually gave me some energy right there. I listen to Soka all day, but I think I'm listening to William from now on. All right. So the first thing is not telling it is start with Hermes. You jump to inspect, design, document, and implement a safe operating system. Hermes, NI8, Obsidian, self-hosted, a font workspace, Postgres, and all that stuff. Do not merely give me a theoretical plan. Inspect the bro. No, that's some good talent, bro. Like, keep pushing. You never know who you can reach. I'm gonna give you one advice, right? I don't know if you have your favorite streamer, that's somebody that you like. Kind of look at their videos and see what they do on a day-to-day basis, right? And approach them via DMs with a with a theme song for their stream or something, right? Doesn't have to be a song. Can be like a beat that represents them and only them. And you don't just do one. You don't just do one for Kais and that. You go around. You do one for well, not Black Boy Max who does music, but do one for Ray, do one for all that crew, and email them all. Like send them all DMs one by one. Trust me, somebody's gonna pick up and be like, "Oh man, this kid's dope," and it just grows from there. This is so long. Okay, let's give it a shot. Hopefully, it doesn't burn through my tokens. Actually, I can just put it on the Obsidian Vault so that it doesn't actually give it to me. Bro, there's so many different ways to. My mom used to say, she still says it. There's 1,000 ways to skin the goat. You know, I'm Haitian. And we love goat, and there's a million ways to do it. So you just kind of have to figure out how you want to cut that goat. Because if you cut that goat wrong, then you can't use it in stew. But it's still a goat, right? So you have to just figure out your way to slice that goat. And I think for you, that'll be the best way for you to break out because that sounds amazing. It kind of fits with all the genres. Um, just every single day, message 20 creators. Hey, I made this beat for you. Hey, I made this beat for you. Ma- Matter of fact, you don't have to make a different beat. Just send them the same beat over and over again until someone says, "Hello, I want to listen to this." Just knock on every single door. Never stop. I'm actually going about it. So see, like if you don't want no oxtail with the you can't eat oxtail with the wrong side of the cow, but you can still cut the cow to do something else. All right, so just to give you an idea, I told it to give me a MD file, which is a markdown file, because if I paste this whole text that it gave me the first time into it, it's gonna use up so much tokens that I'll run out again. But MD file is something that it can retrieve whenever and puts in its context brain, which is what I put in my Obsidian. So once I have it into Obsidian, I can say, hey, go ahead and go get that file, read it by yourself, understand the context, and then execute it. And that file stays there, so everybody can always, all my AIs can always refer to it down the line. So like if one of them needs to know like, hey, who's in charge of this? It's already in that file, and it's not done. It's still writing. I can place it into Obsidian. All right, so boom, show in Finder. Sorry, just for a second. Um, the found location of evil link Obsidian Vault. Okay, so it's telling me to go to Obsidian, put it in. Is it in systems? Toast. Romeo being on toast. So I think it got confused as to which folders we have because I don't have a folder 00 for systems. I have a folder 99 for systems, but not 00. I see folder life. Gratitude is the most. Yeah, blessings on. Put in your file and say besides. As hello doctor, say I to soldier. Keep it burning. Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, that's my favorite song. If I get copyright strike, it's okay, but that's my favorite song of all time. Wrong with it. By the way, William, that's I made that mix. That's me. I'm the DJ. That's why I know it by heart. That's why I can talk to you about music, bro. Like I love music. I just don't have the talent for it. I can DJ, but I can't make beats. All right. Besides Hermes knowledge role, rename it Hermes OS start. Okay. So it says Hermes OS start. Hermes OS start. Get into wine. Dun 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 dun. Stuff and and I know. Bro, music is so therapeutic. You just have to just get used to it, right? But I fell in love with music. Um, Appreciate you, bro. It's if you already know how to like make music for you and you have the ear for it, just if you listen to it, I'm chopping and changing music on the fours. One, two, three, four, and I'm going on fours. So the moment the hook and the best part of the song is gone, then I'll switch over. Body looking right. I tried to listen. I travel to look up in the sky, baby. So one, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. And you're gonna start hearing Rihanna in a second. Because the moment she comes on, it's a different song. So one, two, three, four. I think it's five more. There it is. One, two, three, four. And the other one is on the bottom already. That's actually soca, bro. That's not even Afrobeat. That's soca. Four. Dang, Hermes, what's taking so long? It's reading it, but it's not coming back fast enough. I was good on my own, the way it was. Just the way it was. You was good on your own. I faded love, baby. Don't get it twisted. Bro, why are you taking so long? I don't know what's going on here. It's taking a minute to get to where it's supposed to go. I don't like this. Oh, what is that response? What does that mean? There's like a way I can ping it, but I forgot how to do it. I think it's not able to. Okay. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just checking. I gotta check if I gotta check if it's actually reading the vault because okay, it's reading it. Okay, it's just taking a while to give me an answer then. Because it can read the vault. Boom, 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 boom. Because that was more than 5 minutes ago. It's supposed to give me an answer a little bit faster than that. Juve morning. Bro, I'm wasting so much tokens today. Let me see where my usage is at right now. Go on, Spotify when I need water. Lighter. Spotify when I need water. Actually, let me just change this to something else. So all I'm doing is watching because actually let me just show you guys. Let me just show you what it's watching right now because it's taking a while for it to do what I want it to do. So it built the log in the MD, um, and I'm waiting for it to make a decision right now. And oh, I think it just made the decision. Ooh, hold on. Wait, I saw something bounce. Ah, so now every 5 seconds, I'm kind of asking it to. I'm just kind of monitoring what it's doing on the terminal because the last thing I want to do is let it run blind and I don't know what's going on, right? Because if I don't know what's going on, then I wouldn't be able to kind of gauge it. And now it should have given me a response based on this. 9 minutes. It has to give me a response by now. But why is it taking so long? Okay, so it did do what it was supposed to do. Okay, perfect. So it has everything that I need. That's what it's taking so long. So it was literally telling us everything that I have. So it's telling us what software we're using, what's the shared networks that I have, my data ownership roles, my event schemas, the implementation roads, the decisions, and the build logs. So the one reason I really wanted to have, man, this is exciting. I don't know if anybody else is excited like I am, but this is for me. I just hit the holy grail just now, bro. Watch this. So now that it's built all of this, I can go into this graph view and I can literally see everything, right? So start here, business OS system, and I can click it and go through everything, what it's done, what it's doing, what it's working on. I can see it without having to guess. So now, reason I have this is because then I can translate it into this thing and I can see all my work from there. That's gonna make my life so much easier. And there we go. We finally have almost an answer. So it needs about a few more minutes. So it's gonna take a while for it to get done. So while it's working on this, let's see if we can find somebody that's done the same thing I'm trying to build. So Hermes, multiple agents, prompt, or skill. So I'm gonna look for a skill or prompt that gives me the ability to deploy multiple agents. So there you go.
Thank God I'm starving. Can you recommend a good place to eat, honey?
Oh, absolutely. What are you in the mood for?
Ça va. Tranquille. Bah moi,
Oh,
vu que je mange beaucoup
damn
de
it!
fibres en ce moment, beaucoup de
To the one
légumes,
place
ça
still
va.
not.
Salut Pat
Je suis
Genisio, comment ça va?
live.
Bon, les amis, gros
Et
match.
je
Que dis-je?
regarde
C'est un pic, c'est un
ton
rock,
live.
c'est une péninsule. Non mais sérieusement, c'est un match énormissime. Hein. Rennes, Galatasaray.
Oh.
Rendez-vous compte quand même. Une équipe championne de Turquie.
Give me a second.
Participe à la
That's my
Champions League.
friend.
Avec des noms comme Osimhen. Quand même. Comme Icardi, même si ça sent mal. Comme Hugo Chokmou qui est rennais. Torreira, ancien Arsenal. Bref, chaud. Bien sûr, mardi, bah bien sûr, je l'ai dit déjà. Sur Ligue 1 Plus, bah c'est marqué frérot, c'est marqué Ligue 1 Plus. Donc oui, ça passe sur Ligue 1 Plus. Salut Créalitenzo, comment ça va? Et le meilleur PSG, je fais pas, non. Non, non. Je fais déjà la Champions League mardi et après mercredi. Je sais plus ce qu'il y a mercredi. J'ai des trucs à faire aussi.
Give
Parce que
me
je
a
suis censé être en
second, bro. Give me a
vacances.
second.
En fait, j'ai pris au cul un jour de vacances en fait. Aïm Darren, comment il va? Je suis live et je regarde ton live. Je suis live et je regarde ton live. Qui suis-je? Activité de la chaîne. Ah oui. Incroyable.
Salut.
Ah oui, exactement.
Ça va?
Je te vois et je te réponds. Comment il va, mon M. Darren? Quel beau setup. J'avais jamais vu, frérot.
J'ai
Comment
bientôt
ça va?
changé.
Son frère Gochokpou, il y a un des frangins. Ah, c'est pas Leslie? Ok. Salut Salim. Alors,
That was fun. That was really fun. That guy is one of my goats for YouTube.
One AI agent, one task at a time. That's the ceiling, and it's slow. So we break it with Hermes. Run a whole team of agents in parallel. So you take one job,
But this
split it into
guy's
pieces,
audio
and put one
sucks. Can you
agent
hear it,
on
bro?
each, all working at the exact same time. Same role, different target. 5 agents, 5 companies, all at once. And you're never capped at 5. Need a 10th next week? Text the bot one line and it's in. No setup, no new agents. Then one last agent reads everything they found
I'll
and
be right
turns
back.
it
Don't
into a
leave.
single report. And the whole thing is automated. It runs every morning on its own before you're even up. This is what's on my phone when I wake up, a full professional report. As you can see, 5 competitors built and delivered overnight. I didn't touch it. No code. Let me show you how to build this from scratch. So we've got Kanban open. We're building 4 agents that research 4 companies at the same time, then one that turns it all into a report. So first, let's click on Profiles, where you set up your agents. So here's how I did it.
All right. So cool thing is I got my response. If you see it, self-improvement skill, control business ON, skill implementation created. Great. So now we have a concrete answer. So I'm gonna go back and talk to my free assistant because that one is free. Wait. Boom. Make sure it doesn't have any of my thing. Okay, it found it. Perfect. Use the control business OS implementation skill. So again, at Hermes. Bro, this is the sickest thing I've ever done. Because, oh, I didn't turn the camera back on. 1 second. Because now Hermes can do so much more. Because it knows basically what it did is, oh, there you go. So it loaded the skill. So it created a new skill. And that skill within itself goes and can control the business. So now I'm just gonna tell it it's loaded. Control route boundaries, approval gauge, documentation testing, verification, and rollback requirements for this system. No. Let's download the local models into the. I want to download the local models into the AI so I don't waste as much token anymore. And I'm going to have it create the sub agents. All right, so I'm gonna have it create the sub agents based on the local models that we need so that I don't waste as much token anymore trying to build the rest. So now Hermes stays with ChatGPT, the newest model, and everything else is run in the back. So that way we no longer just waste money doing this. So on my end, I'm gonna download the local models into the Ubuntu, and then I'm gonna load them into Hermes. and Hermes is going to know exactly sorry, what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. That way the local workers are all there. So Hermes keeps the brain, makes the big decisions, and breaks it down. Okay, give me the steps to do instead of Hermes. Actually, oh man, this one's gonna take a long time because now it's asking it to do so much. All right, so download. I need to paste this in. I need to paste this in Business OS. Okay, so go back to Obsidian system here, Business OS. Where did Business OS go? Business OS. Wait, why would I put it in Business OS? Finder is here. Close this. So, um, paste. So, Darren, Business OS, local model. All right, so new thread, new decision maker. I didn't realize this might be so boring. I'm so sorry, boss. I thought it's gonna be more interesting because I'm learning as I go. And again, by the end of today, this is going to be good. So basically, it's like it's gonna do a checkpoint. It's gonna read everything, update the build log, record files already changed, record current blockers, and it's gonna first tell me how much space size I have, what Docker resources using, current affine the resource. We give it a command list for it to verify everything. We told it what to create, the report, and where to put it. The CPU that we need, and it's going to look at Olama, which is the local model that we use, see which one is better, the API versions, identify it. It's going to give us the preferred candidates of Quinn or of that. The coding worker is going to give us that one. Embedding model is going to give us Gemma, benchmark, and all that stuff. Is this what's going to give us? Local model benchmark inspected. So it's going to pretty much build out the local workforce so that then the next tool I give it, the next command I give it, should be able to build out at least phase one of the website. So just to remind you, so you can see what it's doing, this is what it's building out at a gist. And on the back end, there's something else that we're giving it, which is the NI8, so that if a lead comes into the website, is going to be able to give them the value that they're looking for the property, and as well give him next steps to either contact us, upload photos to the directory so that we know exactly what to do and how to do it. Um, so that when we build out this website, by the end of the day, we'll be able to have something that is active and works fully. So I don't have to guess anymore what is the AI doing or what is being built. I can literally see it. So, and then the beautiful thing about ChatGPT, so whenever you want to learn this, use ChatGPT if you don't understand anything. You can even tell it to talk to me like I'm 10. Like, hey, talk to me like, like I'm a 10-year-old. Um, so it's telling us that the audit comes first because we shouldn't go and add Quinn because it takes up a lot of space. And then the model requires, so that model alone needs 19 gigabits of space. So if it's using all that space on my computer already, then that's done. So it's going to look along all the models that can do these things, and it's going to pick which one works best for us based on the size. So if I show you Quen models list comparison, so let's see if you can find a newer benchmark. Because if I go to Reddit, it's going to be an old one, but that's fine. So these charts right here, that chart right here, kind of tells us what they're able to do, right? So which one can have which one has the longest context? So how far along a conversation can they remember? Which one does the better math? Which one does the best at coding? Which one is a better general agent? Which one understands the most? Which one has a better knowledge stem? So all of these come along through it, right? Um, but let's see something. Let's see if we can get an updated version of this. MTP for dflash04. So, oh, I can have dflash04 in here. Uh, Jesus. So this is what they did in one shot. It means one script did all of this. Jeez. It's cursor. I don't care about cursor. All right, this is Kimmy. Wait, is Hugging Face like? Hugging Face is really useful too, because it tells you all the AI models and what they're able to do and which ones you can download. We should have told it to go through Hugging Face to find it. Huh. So that's ground firework. It's all the things they can speak through. Docker model runner. Let me see something. Is it there? I don't use N scale. I don't use that. This is great. This is great. This is great. So one thing I'm confused about, I didn't ask it to use Hugging Space. It just automatically assumed that those will be the best model for me. But there's, like I just showed you, there's so many different models that will do exactly the same thing that I wanted to do. So, task. Let's see. Computer vision. I don't need computer vision. I need coding. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Take this out. Take this out. Main. Text to video. Torch. No, need to understand pricing. I don't need that. Spaces. Code generation. All right. I'll look into this later. It does not mean a lot more models in I'm sure currently is. Jesus, it's actually the toughest part of this is getting it right because now I'm confused as to why didn't it suggest a different model for me? Right? Did it create something that is useful or did it just make something that it thinks works best? Because there's a chance that it just made whatever it wanted to make without talking to me first. Uh, check the checkpoint decisions. Checkpoint before local model. Okay. I think we already have the capacity report. We already have the capacity report, so I don't need to. I don't need to have it do anything. Like I've never given it so much to do at once because now it's like, bro, think I forgot to do something. Yeah, I definitely forgot to do something. I forgot to limit it to something else. That is the decisions. That is decisions limited. Local model capacity report. I still need to see what it's working on in the command center so we don't have to probe it through Ubuntu every time. So the last thing I want to do is keep like asking it one by one, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I still want to see it, right? So the idea is like have a detailed command center, something like this, right? Uh, detailed Hermes command center. I need a command center.
$10,000. That's how much I was going to charge for this, that I took 200 plus hours.
So most AI setups feel like a black box. You send a prompt in, an agent gives you something back, but you don't really know what happened in between. You don't know what worked done, which model they used, which task is completed, and where the output was saved. So I built something different. I just built a Hermes setup with 5 specialized agents working together. And I'm going to show you exactly.
Oh yeah, he's the one that charges for it. Actually, let me see something. All right. I'm about to show you something I'm not proud of, but in hard times, you do what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to take the transcript of what is built, and I want to see through that transcript if that can be rebuilt. But I'm gonna ask Gemini for this. Because if Gemini could do it, we can do it. Um, 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 uh, 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 uh. I just need the UI part to work. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah. doom, 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 doom. What's Tellscape? All right, never mind. Never mind. Let's see on GitHub. Jarvis for Hermes. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. So I need to find a UI so I can see exactly what it's doing because I'll go crazy if I have to check the chat and I don't see like how it's moving and what it's doing. Um, that's the micromanagement side of me. Hermes free agent UI to see what is going on and what they are working on. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. This is what I need next.
Turns your Hermes agent into a full command center with memory, skills, a live dashboard, scheduled tasks, and the ability to run AI agents working together at the same time. And I'll show you how to set it up in minutes with no coding, no technical experience required. I'll even show you the swarm agent with this command. I've already done that, so I'm not going to do that right now. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to go into, I'm going to go into Hermes and just say launch Hermes workspace because I've already installed it. So we'll plug that in. Now, this is actually hosted at a local address. And you might be wondering, okay, why would you use Hermes workspace instead? Once that's installed, let me walk you through it. By the way, I'm using Owl Alpha with Hermes Agent, which is a free APIs. Would recommend. I'm testing out today. It seems pretty good. Av says, does Hermes have a built-in native dashboard? So it does, but you can't chat with it directly. You can't really manage your agents properly inside it. Let me show you an example. So if we go into terminal here, the native dashboard for Hermes agent, you can run it using the terminal command Hermes dashboard. So if we type in that, it will actually run the Hermes web UI, right? Like this. This is what it looks like. Okay. But the problem is when you're using Hermes native dashboards, it's useful, but it's not at the same time because you can't talk to it. The UI is not that nice. It can get a bit messy. So you can see, for example, here we put a task on the Kanban.
Bro,
It didn't work.
please
And it's just not
follow
fully
me and
optimized
then
in the way
go
that I think Hermes
follow me
workspace
on
is.
IG. I want to talk to you
So I
some
would
more.
prefer to use
Be
Hermes
safe, William.
workspace
Have a wonderful day,
instead
bro.
of that. So you can see here it's beginning to
Thank you
set
for
up
tagging along, bro. This is
Hermes
interesting.
workspace right here.
It's my first
So
real live stream with
basically,
somebody
in
there,
terms
so
of
that
what
made me
this
very
is,
happy.
Hermes agent
That
is
means I
like
can
the
come back
employee,
tomorrow and do it
right?
again.
That employee is the AI agent, but Hermes workspace is the desk where your employee sits. Now, one sec, I'm just going to change the model. By the way, if you ever need to change the model inside Hermes, just type /model like this, and then we can switch over to the GPT 5.4 like this. Right. And then we can say continue. So it's a free open source app. That means you can use it for free and just give your AI agents a proper home because the terminal is okay. But if you're just chatting with your agent inside here, it's not that manageable. It's not that useful. So you want to think of it like this. Right? Most people use AI like a calculator. So they type in a question, it spits out an answer, and you move on, right? And that's like buying a Ferrari and only using it to go to the corner shop. Hermes Workspace turns your AI into something that drives itself to the shop, picks up what you need, comes back, and puts it away.
Jesus. And I know this is written all in with the AI too. Let me see something. Yeah, profit boardroom. Uh, oh, but this one is paid. I don't. So he's saying it's free, but it's paid. Yeah. No. This guy is tricky. That's why I hate those courses. I hate those courses. Whoever like invented having a course system is a dickhead because now you out here just selling stuff that we don't need. Toom, 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 toom. Toom, 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 toom. Deny. All right, so I had to deny that function because if I let it run by itself, that thing is going to cost me so much of the work I've already built and done. Like everything I've accomplished would have been for nothing. Nothing. Hermes only has partial initialize because it script contained readable permission. But I don't know if it downloaded the models that we need. Because literally right now, like I'm spending so much telling it what to do. Um, I'm telling it what to do for so much that it doesn't make sense. Because if it does everything by itself, it's just gonna run me. Mm, 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 mm. No, I'm saying we have 90% allocation left. Sorry. While it's working on this. think that's the toughest part because I don't know what the hell it's working on right now. It could be doing something completely different. I want to run to the party. It's really just the same thing over and over again. Same errors. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the chat. Say what's up when you come in. I see y'all. If you're asking, my name is Darren. I'm a real estate agent down in South Florida. I'm building a system that is going to help me do better. So currently, I'm building my wholesaling system platform using Hermes and ChatGPT. And if you see me looking away, it's because I don't have to do much. The system does it for me. So I use Hermes to do the heavy legwork, and then ChatGPT to correct it. So if you're here, say what's up so that we can keep talking. It's kind of lonely here. This is the toughest part. It's literally the toughest part. Trying to get this right. Cause right now it's do or die. A niche. All right, I'm gonna show you real quick. So, brother, what I'm coding is something fun. Um, I am a real estate agent. So right now I'm building my OS system, my Hermes agent, to be able to deploy all the all the agents that I need for it to work, right? So instead of working on all three of my business at the same time, I'm working just on this pipeline. So right now I'm waiting for Hermes to be able to create my composer and my Vision OS, because until that's done, I cannot move forward with my what I'm trying to do. It was stuck in a loop, so now I kind of pushed it away from that loop, just to kind of have an idea of how far it went. So I use ChatGPT to give me the actions because I'm not a coder. I use Hermes Agent to run everything through a VPS so that I don't have so much space on my computer. And then I'm using Codex as my worker agent. The idea right now is to have Hermes be my chief of staff. Where is that note? So Hermes becomes my chief of staff and it deploys all the agents to do, right? So the thing is, I don't have any coding skills myself, so I'm learning as I go. Like I'm literally learning as I go. So it's the toughest part, trying to get this done properly. This, practice. You are? What type of developer are you trying to do? I don't see it done. Why? I'm really not seeing. Are you trying to do like software development, app development? Are you getting into SaaS, or are you getting into systems? I'm a systems type of person. I like having systems. Software, use Java. What type of software is it? Is it something that a realtor can use? Say something. Say something. Shake something. Shake something. Shake something. So, how do you feel about people like me, vibe coders? Do you hate us? Are we taking away your jobs? Like, how do you feel about it? Because we can never replace a real coder. I can only just kind of guess my way through it. Thank you, because a lot of people don't like us because we're taking away jobs. You can. I mean, I don't have the brain for it. Um, I have an understanding, but I don't have the brain for it because it's it's very technical, right? So for me, it's more like how much can I do now by myself to build what I wanted to build? Um, and then once it's built, I can then kind of hire somebody else to do it. It's a constraint of money. Because the moment I have the money, of course, I'm gonna hire a team to process everything I'm doing, but I don't have the money yet. So the whole goal is to just build this out to be something that's usable. It's not just practice, bro. You definitely understand. You have to understand something better than I do, right? Right now, like what I understand is I can understand how to use the tools, right? Gemini, Codex, GPT, and all that cool stuff. Quinn, but I don't know what they're doing. Essentially, I'm coding blindly and hoping it works. All I can have is a system, an idea. Um, I can have an idea and take that idea and put it on paper, right? Have a mind map, and then probe all these things to figure out how they connect together. See, I could even tell you that I don't know what tech stack I'm using because I actually haven't started a build yet. Yeah, but you have a better advantage. You've been doing it for a long time. I've only been doing it since the beginning of the summer. That one. I started in August. Trying to see what it's doing. Like right now, this is what I'm spying on. It's installing models for me. Doing it. Why don't you start building? I think building is also how you can learn a gist of things, right? Because if you build it, what they say? If you build it, they will come. Right? If you build something, they'll come. Like you just kind of have to. You kind of just have to. Again, you have to mind map it. Like what would be something that you. What is a tool, right, that you want to use that you're hoping that somebody makes for you? Is it like a Of course, you always have to learn. I'm not gonna take that away from you. You always have to learn something. What I've learned is this. Like I said, I later just thought about this. Like, who would have thought about using a fine and obsidian together when they do the same thing? Using but like Jack Dorsey could have said, "Nah, I don't want to create this. I don't need to create another Slack," but he just did it. The guy that invented Hermes just did it as well. So it's like all these things are being done. Nice. All these things are being done because somebody said, you know what, I want to learn it. Might as well learn it today. Like, tell me, like, what's something you wanna build? Hey, what's going on? There's 4 people in here, and I'm only talking to one person. Say hello. There's no code right now, so I haven't started coding yet. Um, all this is me building the system out because the system is not there yet. So currently, it's installing NI8. It's installing my local coders, Quen, installed Olama for me. And I asked it to install Kimi, right? Because I already know how to use GitHub. I've done a few apps. I actually just deleted everything that I made before because it wasn't working. And I was like, I was learning to do everything else, but I never learned to work on my business. So now I'm really working on my business. The idea is to create a few things. So let me get you. Let me see if I can get it. If I can get the image for you. Uh, uh, so essentially, what I'm building is this. Where is it? Uh, uh, the part of my business I want to launch before the end of the week is the wholesaling side. So, and I'm trying to automate as much as I can for it. Oh my god, where is it going? 1 second. So right now I'm spending tokens to have GPT and all that stuff help me spend less tokens. Name cheap. I lost the diagram. It had made a mermaid diagram for me, and I should have copied it earlier. So essentially, there it is. So essentially, this is what I'm building. I have multiple full-time jobs. I'm a realtor and a tax professional, and I'm also a teacher. This is summertime, so during the summer I don't work. I just focus on trying to learn new tasks and new things. So this is something I wanted to learn. So instead of paying out somebody to build the softwares for me, I've always wanted to build my own software. So this is what I'm building currently. Right now we are here. We're having we kind of kept a step in between. I'm having Hermes build out all these things so I can have the codes, the coder agents on the back end. It starts from the website. Um, the person goes on the website, they put in their property address. NI collects the data, calls the API, launches the scrapers, and calculates the results. It all gets answered into my Postgres, photos and videos into my Cloudflare database. Terminate this on gateway. I'm following Hermes. Okay, perfect. Um, and then the AVM that does the valuation. And I have a seller's private portal. If they accept the offer, it goes there. You schedule a call, and you become a qualified lead. Like we upload the media. If they schedule the call, they become a qualified lead. Then I go meet with them. If they decline the call, then we put them into a nurture campaign, where we send multiple messages to them, one at a time. So that's what I'm trying to build by the end of this video. So the next video we can iterate to it, add the workflows and all that stuff. Um, the cool thing about doing this system by itself is a lot of people use Go High Level and push that out. I want to use my own system. Like I'm gonna buy my own Twilio. Basically I want to control my cost. Sorry, I saw something. I don't know anything. Stop gassing me up. I don't know anything. I'm literally learning. Like just like you, bro. I'm literally learning how to do this. It's like I watch a lot of videos. When I get into something, I watch the videos to really help me understand what I'm doing. So you're the goat, bro. Like you actually sitting there, you're studying for it. I'm a fraud. Like I'm literally a fraud. Uh, 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 Subway. I know Anisha's there, but I see three more people here. Hey, what's going on? My name is Darren Velzer, and I'm a real estate agent here in the state of Florida. If you are ready to speak and talk to me, my name is. Sorry, my name is Darren. I'm a real estate agent here in the state of Florida. I'm learning to code. So I want to say thank you for joining me along this journey. We're on the road to $1 million, starting with zero right now. Yeah. But how much time do you have, like, when you do you want to make that app? I have 2 weeks to finish. School starts on the 8th of yeah, school starts on the 8th. So I have a week to finish. One second. Volume download weights so preserved harmonization on increasing the context to window. Okay. So I give myself 4 weeks to finish this. At least the first website to run by itself, because then I still have to do my job and be a realtor, be a teacher, and all that stuff. So you guys will probably catch me on Sundays from now on, doing a live stream for like 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours at a time. I tried doing it yesterday. I only lasted an hour and a half because I was by myself. It was my first live stream in a long time, but this is fun. I mean, as long as you have people to talk to, it's fun. Hot episode, hot episode, hot episode. Damn, sorry, I copied the wrong thing. Uh, Into Shiwala, Shiwala, Shiwala. Oh yeah, boy, it's always been sending. Oh, see, context is okay. I'm not building an app, but I do not have any previous previous work. I've done a few things. I mean, I've launched something. Let me see if it's still on my computer. Probably took it out. Um, all right. The last thing I built using just Codex was this website. I built this. That's the last thing I built, Frost. So I'm still completely learning how to do things. I have no previous coding experience whatsoever. He's vibing. You should tell by the music. I'm just getting the vibe on. All right, for those of you that are just showing up, this is what I'm building right now. This is called. It's for my company. I'm building a holding company, which we do a lot of we do real estate taxes and just go from there, right? So right now I'm building this phase. I'm having some issues with space on my VPS and VPN, and going from there. I know Python's pretty easy. Um, I just honestly don't think I have the brain capacity to do it. So I'm really just going to learn as I go. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I can still work my business without it, but this becomes like a therapeutic fun thing for me to do. If you have any resources that can help me learn Python, send it to me on my Instagram. I love to look at it. So, do you guys have any resources I could look at? Because if there's resources, I'd love to try to understand it better. Because a lot of things I'm doing now is just really just learning what to do. Spend a little bit of money with the tokens. I mean, I'm not all against it. Free Code Camp and CS50. Oh, it's a Harvard class for free? It's literally a free Harvard class? That's insane. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look at it because I didn't know that was a thing. Because that can help me do a lot of things, actually. It could definitely help me, like, it could definitely help me finish this a lot faster. Damn. Bro. So basically, it just told me that not my prompt, my context is too high for what I have. It's not efficient. Okay, so it's actually telling me a lot of things here. The model I chose is no good. Okay, so my prompting is bloating. Wow, it's using so much CPU. Yeah, this is way too much. Yeah. Why is it using so much? Yeah, it's huge. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to end stream here. Thank you for joining me. Anish, make sure to message me on Instagram. I'd love to keep talking to you, brother. It was a pleasure to have you guys all here. So my name is Darren Bells. I'm a realtor that's learning to code on the way to $1 million. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful afternoon.